The often outspoken sports guy Bill Simmons started out the new year taking shots at his former ESPN network colleague, Scott Van Pelt, who then continued the feud online. Simmons, 49, took to his podcast to pick a fight with Van Pelt, 52, who responded on Twitter over who knows more about sports gambling. "I think Van Pelt's overrated as a gambling guy. That's my hottest take in 2019 so far," Simmons said of Van Pelt on his podcast on Friday, according to the Big Lead. "Overrated. I'll go head-to-head with Van Pelt." Van Pelt was apparently compelled to respond when Simmons tweeted the greatest cover ever about the NFL's Philadelphia Eagles' comeback victory against the Chicago Bears on Sunday. "Tell me how gambling works, Bill. I'm apparently not a gambling guy," Van Pelt replied to Simmons. "Or whatever you said. Again. How many free shots you think you get?" Simmons, who used to work for ESPN at the same time as Van Pelt, has a history of butting heads with the network and its top personalities. This is not the first time Simmons has criticized Van Pelt directly on his podcast, according to the New York Post. Simmons apparently thinks the ESPN star gets too many accolades for his discussion of sports gambling in the media. Share this article. Share. Simmons runs his own weekly sports betting podcast called Guess the Lines on his website The Ringer. Another Twitter user jumped in on Van Pelt's remark, hoping to keep the peace between two men he admires by tweeting, "Love you both too much, please be friends."